So I'm going to be using this Boka Bay cordless polisher and this Meguiars Ultimate Compound to try and see if it'll get this scratch off of here. Now I'm not using a super heavy cutting pad. This is just a wool pad. So it's just designed for like cleaning and whatever. It's not designed necessarily for cutting, but I'm going to see if that works. Now this is just going to be in the clear coat. Like essentially it's just like scuff marks that came through with like, you know, when you're going up against a tree or that sort of thing. And so I'm going to be testing it right here on this section to see if it gets that out. Now it does extend, you can probably see it extends all the way up to here. So I'm going to try and stop like right here just to compare this section with this section. So for that, I'm just going to be putting it right on. And I'm probably going to come down a little bit as well here under the gas cap, maybe even come down onto this part here, just so I can just kind of get a general idea of how it works. But I'm going to leave that section, that little square up there. I'm going to leave. I'm not going to polish it, cut it, anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and do all of that. I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. This one starts on 1. As you can see, you can up it, but I'm going to go ahead and start with 1 and then go from there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and go across here. Like I said, I'm just going to try and leave this corner. You do want to do overlapping passes with this. So I'm just going to go back and forth. And I've got this just on the lowest speed setting, so on number 1. And I'm just kind of going back and forth, across here. I am coming all of the way down to the bottom here. And I'm just kind of, this one has some like lines in it. And I'm just kind of going back and forth, overlapping passes on all of these little spots on the fender and whatever. Okay, so that's going to be 1. And I'm going to come back down. Again, I'm not doing this little square right here because I want to kind of compare. So now I'm going to come back and I'm going to go back with this, just up and down, up and down. This is only on speed setting 1, okay? So on this one, you do have like up to 9. I'm not going to go that high with this. I'm just kind of doing like a cleaning, okay? So I'm not using a really aggressive cut. And I'm going to go ahead and go to 2, and then I'm doing the same thing. So I'm going to go back and forth, up and down, all of the way around. And once that is done, you're going to want to use a microfiber towel or microfiber cloth, and you're going to want to wipe this off. So you do want to make sure you get it off halfway quick, as if it dries on there, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for you to kind of buff off of there. And it's hot out here, so I probably waited a little bit too long, which is why you can kind of see it almost making like a haze on there. So I'm going to go ahead and get that all wiped off. That's probably going to be hard for you to see, but I went right to here or so. This part, I would say that scratch is like 99% gone through here, and then here you can see what it looked like before. So it's got that same scratch right through there. Now I just ran that on there a little bit. If I added some more polishing compound or even went with a heavier duty like a cutting one instead of just this wool one that's designed for like cleaning, I'm sure I could get that off without any issue whatsoever. But you just look at the side here and how this looks on this side is night and day to what this side looks like with the oxidation and the water spots and etc. versus how shiny and clear this is all the way across. Looks super, super nice and super clean.